Hello there, AuthorTube Planet. It's about 7 a.m. where I'm at. It's a Saturday morning. Sun's making its way out there. This video will be called Write What You Don't Know. At my other site, which is my main AuthorTube site, youtube.com/BrickJane. I had a video called Write What You Know, and I think it's perfect writing advice for someone beginning. And I just watched a video from a author about self-inserts, where people write about characters identical to who you are in real life, which I'm doing right now, kind of. But it's intentional. It's very intentional. My work in progress is something called Blunder. I've posted what I have so far to Scribd.com. I'm wearing a safety harness, by the way. Let me pose for you really quick, I hope. This is what I sleep in, by the way. Not the safety harness. But, you know, sweats. I wear a sweatshirt. So, 7 a.m., I'm pretty much, you know, getting ready for the day. I drive a cherry picker sometimes. It's a machine that goes 30 feet, 40 feet in the air. I don't know how far it goes. But my work in progress is this right here. Blunder. Conical, huh? It's not supposed to be conical necessarily. But it's done in first person. And when you write in first person, I don't know that it's not avoidable to have the tone, reactions, and a lot of things be a self-insert. This is my first person book I've written. I've written many other books so far, and it's in the same universe as my 3 past novels. But, like I said, I'm going to post this to the Homer Cocktail 49. The Homer Cocktail 49, I just ramble, rant. The other one I'm going to be posting videos, I think every Wednesday or something, is what I settled on. But Write What You Know is great, in my opinion, for beginners, especially for beginners. Michael Crichton, the guy that did Jurassic Park, he knows a lot about science. You don't have to know science to write a book about science, but it helps. Probably helps. John Grisham knows a lot about law. Okay? And you might admire these people and aspire to be like these people. And someday you'll get there. But Kevin Smith wrote the screenplay for Clerks. Okay? And he put himself in the movie. That's a self-insert, right? You put a character and you played the character in Clerks. Great movie. Low budget movie. His dad was a postal worker. So that's what he knows. That Write What You Know will get you started. Okay? If you're blessed to have a great imagination, okay, maybe you could write about spaceships out there in distant worlds, and good for you. You know, everyone's proud of that. Okay? But we do this in little 10-minute chunks. I do, at least. And this is just knee-jerk kind of stuff. And Write What You Know, the video I watched, the girl was talking about how people start off doing this pretty naturally. I'd like to write. I work in a warehouse. I drive power equipment, forklifts, that kind of stuff. And the cherry picker, you need a harness just in case you fall off. If you fall off, you're going to die. Unless you have one of these on that's strapped to the machine. But I haven't written about that. I write about government corruption because that's what I know. I watched it, I went to college, I studied it. That's what I know in my heart at least. And why is it not done in nonfiction? Because people like Bob Woodward, for example, this is just off the top of my head, or Hillary Clinton, or Ralph Nader, you know. I'm trying to pick someone that's politically right, politically left, and then someone that's a third party, because it's not political. But you could write what you know, nonfiction, if you have the credibility, you have access to government files. But if you don't have that access, you could tell people in a general way how things work. When I was a kid, they taught us, hey, write to your congressman. You know, if there's some political ill, write to your congressman. Go down to City Hall. Go down to City Hall and make a vocal complaint. And I went to a school, it was a private college that I transferred to from a community college, where I became convinced that it's futile. It's futile to do that. So we have to do other methods because they don't listen to we the people anymore. They listen to the donors. So, you know, I just want to do a quick video on this. Write what you don't know, actually. That's the goal. The goal is write what you don't know. That's the goal. That's not the starting point necessarily, but that's the goal. You don't have to be a mass murderer, right? I'm taking the persona in this video of Jason Voorhees. Okay? You don't have to be a murderer to write about a killer at a lake who preys on teenagers that are silly and dumb and the whole thing. You don't have to do that. You can write what you don't know. And that's the goal. That's the end goal. But you don't have to start there. You don't have to be discouraged that you're not the next Michael Crichton or John Grisham. You could start off writing about your romance. We've all gone to prom, you know? We've all had a crush on a neighbor. That kind of thing. Write what you know. And that was my message for, I didn't say for beginners in my other video, but I think that's what this other author was saying about self-inserts. Is it's okay to do the self-insert, and I posted my video a week or two ago about write what you know. Okay? But that's a starting point if you're stuck. You don't have to write about dinosaurs and DNA and the mutations with the frog stuff, you know, like in Jurassic Park. You don't have to do that if you don't know it. But you might know what it's like to work in an AM/PM or a video store like the movie Clerks. You might know that. So write what you know was my advice in the other video. But the challenge is not that. The challenge to me is write what you don't know. That's really the challenge. But no matter what, write something. Okay?